A very good morning to all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. Let us start the session with the snippets. The very first one, inquiry ordered. Quite often students ask me, so what is the difference between enquiry and inquiry? Literally, both mean the same. Enquiry goes with British English and inquiry goes with American English. But there's a subtle difference. What is that difference? When it comes to investigation, when it comes to probing, we use the word inquiry, not the word enquiry. That is the difference you guys have to know. Here it talks about a particular incident, and based on that, here we cannot say inquiry ordered. We have to say inquiry ordered. 8 killed in blast at firecracker unit in AP. So why this inquiry? 8 people got killed in firecracker unit and because of the blast. Other words are rather easy, but when you see the word like inquiry, you got to be a little alert. Let us go to the second snippet. Logged in. As youngsters who are good at who are tech savvy, you guys are good at technology, using technology. I don't have to tell the meaning of login. Log in, log out. But here, context based, you have to guess. Logged in. Kerala to be declared fully digital literate. Look at the new snippet. Digitally literate. I don't know how many of you know Kerala, the first state to declare 100% literacy. Do you guys know that? In our country, Kerala has a particular distinction. What is that? The first state in the country to be 100% literate. Now comes the question, what is the meaning of literate? To be able to read and write. If someone can read and write, we say that person is a literate person. Here, you guys know that. Very good. Here it talks about digital literacy. Based on that, logged in means all are digitally literate. Based on that, logged in. Kerala to be declared fully digital literate. Good, very good distinction. That means they are good at using the technology. Deliberate attack. Russia targeted Indian firm's warehouse, KV. Now, what does it say? Deliberate attack. Deliberate means what? Intentional and open. He has done it deliberately. What does it mean? Openly, intentionally. And Russian, it is about one particular firm or a firm's warehouse being attacked by Russia in the Ukraine. Based on that, Russia targeted Indian firm's warehouse where things are kept. This is the allegation made by or accusation made by Ukraine against Russia. Ukraine says Russia has attacked a particular firm's warehouse in Ukraine, and that warehouse belongs to an Indian firm. Russia targeted Indian firm's warehouse. When you see a word like firm, you have to recollect other words like company, firm, organization, business venture, business endeavor, conglomerate, MNC, multinational company, blue chip companies. All these you have to recollect. Otherwise, nothing to learn as such. Coming to the next one, data point. We have got many a time. Data. I don't have to tell you guys. Stagnant incomes, rising prices. There are two words you have to focus on. One is stagnant, the other one rising. Stagnant economy. Stagnant means what? No development. Status quo, as it is. Then usually it goes with water, stagnant water. But here it goes with economy and it goes with incomes. Stagnant incomes, rising prices. Same situation in the US also. Same wages and inflation goes up. Then employees will be in trouble. Stagnant incomes, no rise in the incomes, but on the other hand, the prices go up, rising prices, in a way, inflation. Surging economy, very good, Bhavani. And coming to rise, raise, we have got many a time, I don't have to tell. City residents struggle to meet expenses. Obviously, when the salaries are stagnant and inflation shoots up or prices go up, employees, especially in cities, they find it difficult to meet both the ends. To meet expenses, not possible. They have to be proportionate. Coming to the next one, sports related. I don't know how many of you have watched. Did you watch the matches yesterday? Contrasting wins. That means someone won effortlessly, but the other one at the fag end of the session, fag end of the match, in a thrilling way. Mumbai Indians pips DC in thriller. There's one important word here, pips. Pip has many meanings. One meaning, pip means a seed in a fruit, small seed in a fruit, we say pip. But in this context, pip means to defeat someone in the last minute or to defeat someone by a narrow margin. And yesterday's match was like last over. They lost, DC lost 3 wickets, all the 3 runouts. Based on that, pips. Mumbai Indians pips DC in thriller. RCB eases past Rajasthan Royals. One thriller, the other one dominant play. Bangaloreans, they played Royal Challengers Bangalore. They have played well. They played well yesterday, and it was an easy win for them. Based on that, eases past Rajasthan Royals. Now let us go to the main headline. What does it say? Here we have a pic and also the headline. CAPF deployed in Murshidabad. Situation under control, says DGP. We have got the word deploy many a time. I'm sure our students know. Deploy means what? To place in position. Whenever there is a problem in a particular city or a town, the local government deploys police, army, soldiers, CRPF, means place in position so that any eventuality they can tackle, they can deal with. Deployed in Mushirabad, situation under control, says DGP. Situation under control. You usually, if you read the newspapers, you come across another expression. What is that? Law and order is under control. Law and order, there are two subjects here, and there's a conjunction. Those who are not aware, they may think, how come a singular verb? It should be a plural verb. Law and order are under control, but that is not correct. What is the reason? English people, sometimes they consider synonyms, one unit. Law means order, order means law. But those two are considered one unit. Based on that, we have to use a singular verb. And based on that, law and order is under control. Another pair you have to recollect, important from the exam point of view, power and authority. Power means authority, authority means power. But these two synonyms are considered one unit and they also take a singular verb. And based on that, you can see a pic also here. Coming to the other snippets, top Trump aide and NSA puts off his visit to India. Aide, here what does it mean? One who is next to the person in position, one who helps or guides, rather giving a helping hand rather than guiding. And NSA puts off his visit to India. Someone was to visit from the US, someone was to visit India, but puts off. Put off means what? It's a phrasal verb. Postpone. Support, you can say help. That is the other meaning. Usually we consider that meaning. But here it goes with a person, do remember. Coming to the next news item or snippet, 16 arrested after clashes during procession in MP. Procession, clashes, riots, crowd, mob, lynch, protests, slogans, placards, and go haywire. All these you have to recollect. Whenever there is a whenever there is a procession, you have to recollect. You see the word procession, you have to recollect related words. That will help in the long run. China tells US to cancel reciprocal tariffs completely. Again, we all know what is going on right now between the US and China, trade war, tariff war. Based on that, China, what does it tell? China tells US to cancel reciprocal tariffs completely. 21 killed as Israel attacks Gaza on Palm Sunday. What is this Palm Sunday? Some students may wonder. It goes with Christianity. Palm Sunday is a Sunday before Easter. Before Easter, the first Sunday is called Palm Sunday, and that is part of Christianity. Now, coming to the pic over here, you all know this Golden Temple, Baishakhi Cheer, Baishakhi, Punjabi festival, and cheer, something that brings happiness. And imagine someone is always smiling, happy, jovial, happy-go-lucky person. Then we use cheerful person. He's always cheerful. A positive word, completely positive word. But what does it say? Buoyant hope. We got this word many a time. I told you, buoyant, buoyancy. It has many meanings. One meaning, float. If you go to a harbor, you go to a port, you see the orange color ones floating. They're used to indicate the depth or to show the direction to ships. But another meaning of buoyant, to be very happy, to feel positive, a positive meaning. Buoyant hope. Devotees at the Golden Temple in Amritsar to mark the harvest festival Baishakhi on Sunday. So, what is this Baishakhi? Our festivals, every festival has some sort of significance. It goes with harvest, crop harvest related to harvest. So, it is called Harvest Festival. If you come to the south, Tamil Nadu Harvest Festival is called Pongal. AP and Telangana Harvest Festival is called Sankranti. Different names. And here it is called Baishakhi. Wheat is being harvested in Punjab and Haryana, and output is expected to be higher than the past year in the two states. And here it talks about output is expected to be higher based on that buoyant attitude of feeling or that spirit, positive, something positive. And when you see the word output related to agriculture, you have to think of the word yield. Yield means what? Produce, harvest, exactly. Otherwise, nothing to learn. Let us go this side. Pause, review, and repeal amendment to the RTA Act. Ramesh urges Vaishno. Here we have the word repeal. We have got many a time. So, what does it mean? Repeal, revoke, repeal, cancel, and urge, request, plea, urge. They all mean the same meaning. But urge is a formal word. A request, rather informal. You all know these words. We have got many a time. Coming to the next one over here. Kerala temple opens sacred space to all sections. Sacred space, sacred, holy, divine. In the past, this is a bit surprising, in the past, certain sections of the society, usually marginalized sections of the society, downtrodden people, underprivileged people, they were not allowed to enter certain temples. And modern India, things have changed. But perhaps some places still the age-old practices are being in hold. And based on that, Kerala temple opens sacred space to all sections of society. Here, when we say sections of society, especially we are talking about alienated people, underprivileged, downtrodden, marginalized, those sections. That's a positive development. I think that's all from the front page of the Hindu editorial, today's paper. Let us go to editorial enrichment. You improve your reading comprehension skill, contextual awareness, vocabulary, consolidate your grammar knowledge, and you get a chance to work on mini mocks. And these questions are based on important exam topics. Let us go to editorial vocabulary or effective vocabulary. At the outset, I would like to tell we have got some important words today, new words. Have you heard of this any time? Cauldron. Have you heard of this any time? Please respond. I don't think so. It's not a regular word. Part of speech noun meaning a large metal pot used for cooking over an open fire. Imagine, never heard. Even I have come across for the first time in the Hindu paper, mind you. Coming to offering food to large number of people, obviously you need a big pot, a big vessel. A large metal pot used for cooking over an open fire, metaphorically, a situation filled with strong emotions or danger. Right now, this is about West Bengal, an issue based on Waqf Bill, Amendment Bill, based on that clashes between two important communities. And right now, the situation is like a hot situation. Means what? A situation filled with strong emotions or danger. Example, the region has become a cauldron of communal hatred. Means a place is full of communal hatred. Anytime emotions may flare up. Flare up means what? It means metaphorically means not the literal meaning, conveying the meaning based on the situation. There are two terms you have to know: literal, metaphorical. Literal means based on the word and the meaning of the word. But based on the situation, you compare something. You say it is like that, and you're comparing, comparative form, comparative expression. Metaphorically, what literally it means a big pot, metal pot. Metaphorically, a situation filled with strong emotions or danger and may explode any moment, may flare up any moment. Word forms, collocations, bubbling cauldron, political cauldron, communal. Today, if you take West Bengal, this is a combination you have to think of. Usage, often metaphorical in political or social contexts, to imply a volatile or explosive situation. Explosive situation, it has nothing to do with a pot, large metal pot. That is a literal meaning. But when you say the situation in Mushirabad, West Bengal, is like a cauldron, you're comparing, you're telling in a way, if you take a large pot and you're making food, it is very hot. It may not explode, but the situation is like that. You have to understand reading between the lines. Synonyms: crucible, boiling pot, pressure cooker. Pressure cooker, figurative. That also means the same, not literal. He's always like a pressure cooker. Means he's always very angry and lot of emotions suppressed inside may explode any moment. Antonyms: calm state, peaceful setting. You may get something like this in the exam because it's not a regular word. Fester, another important word. We have got the word, volatile means what? Who is this? Bhavani. Changing. Fickle minded, you have to recollect. Scatterbrain, you have to recollect. Volatile, not stable, not firm, always changing. Capricious, another word. Coming to pester, we have got the word pester many a time. I'm sure many of you know that word. Pester means to irritate, to disturb, to bother. Kids go to mothers when they are busy all the time and they go repeatedly. Then what do we say? Don't pester your mother. Means don't annoy your mother, don't disturb your mother. But what is the word over here? Pester. You got to be careful. Part of speech verb meaning to become worse or more intense over time, especially a problem or feeling. When you read the meaning, immediately you have to recollect exacerbate. Exacerbate means what? To make a situation worse. Already something is bad, you make it worse. That is nothing but exacerbate. Here, fester means the same. Example, resentment continued to fester among the workers. Another important word, resentment. Resentment means what? To be angry because you feel you have been treated unfairly. Angry because of unfair treatment. Another important word. Word forms fester, festering, festered. It's a regular verb. Collocations. Collocation means word combinations. That's a technical term. Fester with anger. Fester for years. Let it fester. Usage typically negative. Applies to wounds or emotions. When emotions become more intense on the negative side, we use this word. Become worse or more intense over time. Synonyms: worsen, rot, decay, intensify. Rot and decay, they go with food items. Rot, decay. And organic matter, for that, if I have to be very specific. Worsen, intensify, they go more with situation or emotions. Antonyms: heal, resolve, improve. Tacit, tacit also. See, today's editorial, some important words, and in the real sense, important from exam's point of view, we have got. Here, tacit, part of speech, adjective, meaning, understood or implied without being stated open. Implied, tacit means what? Implied. Implicit. Example, there was a tacit agreement not to talk about politics. At the workplace, imagine management doesn't want employees to talk about politics at the workplace. There was a tacit agreement not to talk about politics. Tacitly, tacitness. Generally, it is used as an adjective. Collocations: tacit approval, tacit support, tacit understanding. Means indirect, not direct, implied. Opposite is explicit. Yes, Murli. Usage: common in legal, social, or political contexts. Synonyms: implied, unspoken, silent, indirect. Antonyms: explicit, stated, expressed. Pander, another word. Today we have got words which go with confusing, exam topic, confusing words. Pester, fester. Here, ponder, pander. You all know the meaning of the word ponder. Taciturn is a different word, Nani. Taciturn means what? Someone speaks a little, only a few words. Then we use the word taciturn, introvert, and he keeps to himself a sentence, or she keeps to herself. All those you have to recollect. Coming to ponder, ponder means what? To think deeply. Then you have to think of words like introspect, contemplate, ponder, dwell, brood over the past, dwell on the past. All these you have to recollect. But what is the word over here? Pander. Part of speech, verb, meaning to indulge or gratify someone's lower desires or weaknesses, often for personal gain. To gratify someone's lower desires or weaknesses, often for personal gain. Look at the example, perhaps then you understand. Politicians often pander to public sentiment during elections. They try to touch the public sentiment. That's how they win, and they try to get the masses under their control. That's how they sway the masses. Sway means what? Control, influence. To indulge or gratify someone's lower desires or weaknesses, often for personal gain. Gratify means to satisfy. And when you see the word gratify, you have to recollect in the past, there was a philosophy, Epicureanism. Have you heard of that? And the person is called Epicurean. What does it mean? Some people believe life is only for pleasures. They indulge in worldly pleasures. They try to gratify. And there's one important word, hedonist. We use the word hedonist. Epicurean, another word. That also you have to recollect. Word forms: pander, pandered, pandering, regular verb. Collocations: pander to the masses, pander to prejudice. But better combination: pander to the masses, pander to the crowd. Shameless pandering, shameless, blatant, also you have to recollect. Usage: usually negative or disapproving tone. Synonyms: appease, cater to, flatter. Flatter, we have got many a time. What does it mean? False praise. False praise, we use flatter. And appease, appease, alleviate, assuage, mitigate, pacify. All these words you have to recollect. Antonyms: confront, challenge, resist. Confront someone, come face to face. Impoverish. I usually tell students, A man's ability could be physical, could be intellectual. Physical, to some extent, it helps to come up in life. But intellectual ability, intellectual caliber, very important, because there's a saying in English, what is it? Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And how do you get this knowledge? How do you become an intellectual? You have to read. When you read a lot, then you are rich. You have that abundance of knowledge. And we call you an intellectual, polymath, highbrow, genius. All these words we have to use. On the other hand, people don't read. I would like to give the quote, Mark Twain, American writer. Once he said, listen very carefully, youngsters. Once he said, there's no difference between a person who can read but doesn't read and a person who cannot read. Listen very carefully, I would like to repeat. Mark Twain's statement, quote, there's no difference between a person who can read but does not read and a person who cannot read. That means an illiterate. Both are at the same level when it comes to knowledge. A person can read but does not read, then no knowledge, no intellectual caliber. An illiterate cannot read, they are also nothing. So, no difference between the two. Do remember, very important. Impoverish means lack of something, to make someone poor or to reduce the quality of something. And why all this, I wanted to tell you. Usually, I tell people there's a lot of intellectual impoverishment because of the change in lifestyle. What is this intellectual impoverishment? Nothing here. Why don't they have something here? Because they don't read. Input is required. No input, nothing. Do remember. Part of speech, a verb to make someone poor or to reduce the quality of something. Example, years of war impoverished the country. Financial impoverishment also you can say. Word forms, impoverish, it's a regular verb, impoverish, impoverishing, and impoverishment. Collocations, impoverished communities, the land, culturally impoverished, intellectually, I prefer the expression intellectually impoverished. Usage can refer to financial or metaphorical poverty. Synonyms, bankrupt, weaken, deplete. We antonyms, enrich, empower, uplift. When you see the word deplete, you have to recollect. Deplete means what? Go down. Depleting standards, depleting numbers, depleting quality. All these you have to recollect. That's all about editorial vocabulary. What time is it? Okay, we have enough time. Let us go to communal cauldron, like a hot situation, dangerous situation may explode any moment. Undermine has a different meaning. Undermine means to weaken. That goes with a different context altogether. English, you guys have to remember, and that's what they test in the when it comes to competitive exams. Literal meaning one thing, figurative another thing, metaphorical another thing, contextual another thing. Now you may ask, so how do we know all these things? Because when you don't read a lot, you try to depend on the literal meaning. But English is not like that. English goes with different contexts, different meanings. And every word has many meanings. Today it has become an exam topic. What is it? Word usage. Words with multiple meanings, they try to give sentences. You have to see where it has been used properly. That goes with higher intellect, higher level of intellectual caliber and English proficiency. You can get it. How to get it? Only one way. Read every day the newspaper, then you can handle all these effortlessly. Otherwise, a lot of disturbance over here. You wonder how come that is a meaning, how come this meaning? It keeps bothering you. You should not be in that situation for a long time. So, based on communal clashes, communal cauldron, political parties are fanning riots in West Bengal ahead of polls. There are two words. We all know fan as a noun, fan, ceiling fan. But here, fan has been used as a verb. It means to spread. They're spreading what? Riots. Riots means what? group of people, they try to go out of control, and they try to take law into their hands. Then we say riots. They indulge in, they resort to clashes, riots. Fanning means spreading riots in where? What? Fanning riots where in West Bengal? Why? Ahead of polls. Political gains, obviously. The three deaths. Now it has to tell us about why that main idea. What is the main idea? Something happened in West Bengal, a particular place called Mushirabad. Clashes between two communities. Obviously, you all know. Two dominant communities, clashes between the two. Now the editorial has to start with the incident. What exactly happened, where it happened, why it happened, how many people got killed, and what could be the implied reasons, what we can gain reading between the lines. Based on that, it tries to provide a solution. The three deaths in Mushirabad district during protest against the Waqf Amendment Act have exposed the deep political fault lines and the festering communal divide in West Bengal. Here, fault lines usually that goes with tectonic plates, geology, geography, earthquakes. Because of the faults, tectonic plates, earthquakes happen. But here, different meaning altogether. Means no harmony, some sort of discord. These incidents, the three deaths in Mushirabad district during protest against the Waqf Amendment Act, have exposed the present perfect tense, active voice, the deep political fault lines, and the festering communal divide in West Bengal. Communal divide in West Bengal, obviously, based on that, the clashes. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's repeated assurances that she would protect minority interests and that the act would not be implemented in the state have done little. Based on this Waqf Amendment Bill, Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, has issued a statement. What is that statement? She assured the minorities, in this context, obviously Muslims, she assured saying that she would not allow that act to be implemented in that particular state, and repeated assurance that she would protect minority interests and the act would not be implemented in the state. Those assurances have done little, means nothing. Little, a little, the little. Little means what? Hardly anything or almost nothing. It has a negative connotation. Exactly, who is this champ? Have done nothing. It means that. Little, negative connotation. A little, at least some. The little, whatever is there or something specific. Have done little to assuage. Our students know, regular students, we have got so many times. Alleviate, assuage, mitigate, appease, reduce. Have done nothing to assuage the Muslim community. Assurances did not work. That's what it means. The violence which began on April 8th continues unabated. Usually unabated means without stopping, going on, persistent. And usually it goes with rains, storm. Unabated rains, a common expression you come across in the newspapers. Here regarding the violence which began on April 8th continues unabated despite. Our students again know despite of is not correct. Despite we should not use of. And in spite of, three separate words, not two words. Despite prohibitory orders and the suspension of internet services. Today, this is a new development. Manipur also, they did the same thing. Wherever there are clashes, they try to stop internet access, suspension of internet services. What is the reason? Whenever there are clashes, there's a chaotic situation, there's a turmoil, turbulence. Obviously, rumors come out, they spread like wildfires. And people use internet, they try to social media, they try to spread rumors. That is very dangerous. Those rumors may exaggerate and they may exacerbate the situation. Precautionary step, suspension of internet services. In spite of all that, violence continues. Mob attacks. When you see mob attacks, you have to think of the word lynching. You know the word lynch. Lynch means what? A group of people, they take the law and order, they take authority into their hands and they kill a person, usually by hanging, because of some suspicion. They think the person has black magic, or the person is a witch. They try to kill that person. That is called mob lynching. Mob attacks on public property, and we all know what does it mean. Public property attack means vandalism. The person is called vandal. Public property have been reported, present perfect passive voice. No, massacre you have to recollect, but it is not the same. Killing a lot of people cruelly or brutally, then we use the word massacre. A group of people killing one person based on suspicion, we use the word lynching. Here attacks have been reported from the Jangipur subdivision of Mushirabad and other parts of the state, including Kolkata. West Bengal has been a simmering communal cauldron. Simmering means what? I think we have got this recently. Very hot, one meaning, unbearable heat. And we also use unbearable heat, we use the word scorching heat. But here simmering means boiling, 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 may explode any moment. Communal cauldron, for quite some time, a standard praise. Both the ruling Trinamool Congress and opposition BJP have sought present perfect active voice to exploit communal polarization for political gain. This is the main idea. Whenever there is a disturbing situation, this is the opinion of the editorial. Do remember, I am trying to do whatever goes with the editorial purely based on objective analysis, nothing subjective here. Editorial opines whenever there's a disturbed situation, there's a turmoil, some sort of unrest, political parties try to exploit the situation in their favor so that they get some sort of political gain. Have sought to exploit communal polarization, dividing into two major groups for political gain. While the TMC tacitly encouraged Muslim protests, implied, indirect, encouraged Muslim protests against Waqf amendments, the BJP backed communally charged Ram Navami processions across the state. Each party has its own agenda, hidden agenda according to the editorial, and hidden agenda. We can also think of expressions like ulterior motive. Ulterior motive means what? A selfish motive. Here, political gain, obviously. Although the police have now warned of strict action against lawbreakers, their inaction before and during the current flare up has been evident. Police must have warned, but they did not act properly, firmly. And based on that, their inaction before and during the current flare up means what? Emotions come out and it results in fights or clashes between the groups, has been evident. Their inaction has been evident. Present perfect active voice. The Calcutta High Court has since intervened, came into picture, ordering deployment of Central Armed Police Forces in Mushirabad. Deploy means what? Place in position to tackle or to deal with any eventuality. What does the second part talk about? The state remains on edge. Remains on edge means under tension. Remains on edge ahead of every major religious festival, and policing has grown weak and increasingly politicized. Policing has grown weak, has become weak. That's how you have to look at it. And it is again in present perfect active voice and increasingly politicized. Even though Mushirabad witnessed a similar violence in 2019 during the protest against Citizenship Amendment Act, the administration has failed to prevent the current unrest. They had a bitter experience way back in 2019. 2019, what happened? Similar protests erupted, and based on Citizenship Amendment Act, in spite of that, there was something like they got exposed to a disturbed situation, and they should be able to handle. Once you experience something, experience, there's a saying in English. What is it? Experience is the best teacher. You experience something bad or negative, and next time you will be able to handle with in a better way. But in this case, it has not happened. Administration has failed to prevent the current unrest. The violence is unfolding in one of the state's most impoverished regions. Means what? Backward regions. Economically backward. The violence is unfolding, means slowly happening, in one of the state's most impoverished regions, where men migrate for work and women earn a living by rolling BDs. Excuse me. That is a popular saying, and that is true. Experience is the best teacher. I also tell students, interest is the best teacher. When you're interested in something, you can learn a lot. No one has to push you. Rolling BDs, the profession, as tensions have escalated, increased over the Ram Navami processions and the Waqf amendment, political parties have chosen to fan the flames rather than promote calm. Main idea is being reiterated. Whenever there's some sort of political turmoil or social disturbance, social turmoil, unrest, political parties, what are they supposed to do? They should try to calm the people. They should try to pacify the people. Instead of that, here what happened? Political parties have chosen to fan the flames, means exacerbate, rather than promote calm. This is part of a larger and troubling trend seen across the country. This is the opinion of the editorial. Editorial says this is something like a trend seen across the country. What is this trend? Using a situation, some sort of unrest for political gains by the major parties. The Mamata Banerjee government must act swiftly, means quickly, and impartially to restore normalcy. The rule of law must be firmly established, and the police must prevent violence. All these, they go without saying. One doesn't have to say, they go without saying, obvious, understood. With assembly elections due in a year, the BJP and the TMC appear intent on pandering to communal sentiments for political gain. So they want to play with the public sentiment for political gain, main idea. But this must change. As I said, any problem, the editorial first talks about the incident, the problem, the reasons behind. At the fag end of the editorial, comes up with the solution, a remedy. This must change, obviously. So what is the solution? The focus must shift to governance. Focus should not be on political gains. Thwart means to avoid. Yes. Here, the focus must shift to governance and development. As a party in power, the TMC cannot absolve, an important word. Absolve means what? Stop blaming someone. You should also think of the word exonerate. Stop blaming someone, exonerate or absolve. Absolve of crime, accusation. As a party in power, the TMC cannot absolve itself of responsibility by merely blaming the BJP. It's all political game according to the editorial. BJP blames Mamata Banerjee blames BJP. But because Trinamool Congress, that is the incumbent government, the editorial opines, as a party in power, the TMC cannot absolve itself of responsibility by merely blaming the BJP. That is not the solution. It ends on that note. It has to focus on governance and normalcy. Now try to answer the questions based on reading comprehension skill. Then we'll go to mini mocks. What does the editorial imply about the role of political parties in the current unrest in West Bengal? They are not working together. They have not ignored the protests. They are exploiting communal tensions for what? For electoral benefit. You don't have to go beyond that. C is the answer. According to the editorial, what has been the response of the police to the ongoing violence? Prompt, no. Unbiased, no. Aggressive and excessive, no. Weak and politicized. Two words have been used. They have become weak and they have been politicized. Again, answer is C. What is the main idea conveyed by the editorial? Internet suspension, no. Communal violence in West Bengal is a result of poverty. The government should use military. Political parties are intensifying communal tensions ahead of elections, and governance must take priority. Answer is D. No, D is the answer. Venkatesh has got it right, Madhu and Nani also. What is a tone? Which of the following best captures the tone of the editorial? Optimistic and hopeful, neutral and detached, critical and cautionary. Any problem related editorial, critical and cautionary, a word of caution. What has been the Calcutta High Court's response to the ongoing violence in Mushirabad? Compensation orders? No. Ordered deployment of Central Armed Police Forces. The last one also, C. Now let us go to mini mocks. We have about 10 questions. Try to answer quickly. Error location 2, fillers 2, double fillers 2, word usage, phrase meaning, and words and meanings. We are running out of time. Try to respond quickly. Colossal Biosciences are an American company that aims to bring back extinct species such as a woolly mammoth to help combat global warming. Exactly. First part. Here, the name of the company, Colossal Biosciences. Name of a company, you cannot use a plural verb, though you see the word biosciences. Is not, R is not correct. Is an American company. And remember, this goes with the titles of books also. Arabian Nights are very popular among children. Wrong. Arabian Nights, title of a book. So we have to use a singular verb. Arabian Nights is very popular among children. Now try to spot the error. Sentence number 2. The claim that resurrecting extinct animals will restore ecosystems and combat warming are scientifically debatable, ethically questionable. And bank exams and SSC, quite often they ask questions based on subject-verb agreement. First, you have to know what the subject is. What is the subject here? Claim. The claim that resurrecting extinct animals will restore ecosystems and combat warming. All these words you don't have to consider. What is the subject here? The claim. Claim, you cannot say are. The claim is. The claim is scientifically debatable and ethically questionable based on subject-verb agreement. Try to choose the appropriate word. The scientific community must clear ethical guidelines on gene editing. Must do what? Must outlay. That goes more with financial dimension. Must lay clear ethical guidelines on gene editing. Lay, laid, to put something down. It goes with rules, regulations, guidelines, roads, foundation stone, things, eggs, all these. Critics believe that the conservation value of de-extinction is, at best. Critics believe that the conservation value of de-extinction, that means bringing back the extinct species, is what? Plausible, indispensable. Plausible means something that is likely, possible. And indispensable means essential. Substantial means considerable. But here, tentative at best. The value towards conservation, de-extinction, it's only tentative, not convincing in a way. Tentative means not actual thing, perhaps. Now, double fillers, the woolly mammoth is seen as what? A weapon in the climate plan, though the idea remains highly potential, though contrasting word. Potent, controversial. Mild, accepted. And strong, conventional. A bit difficult, but you have to understand. Potential weapon you can consider, but a potent weapon, this also you can consider. Credible, though the idea remains highly credible, no. You cannot use a positive word. You need a negative word. Answer is B. The woolly mammoth is seen as a potent weapon. Potent weapon means it has the power in the climate plan, though the idea remains highly controversial. Idea of bringing back woolly mammoth is highly controversial. Answer is B. Because it survived at thousands of years ago, and bringing back into modern present scenario, to what extent it can be justified, that is a controversial thing. While the technological feat is, the claim of reviving species for conservation seems Dubious means doubtful. Reliable, no. Authentic, no. Justifiable, no. So what is the answer here? While the technological feat is undeniable, no one can say no to the achievement, bringing back, if you remember, dire wolf into existence, and the idea of bringing back woolly mammoth back to life. No one can deny, undeniable. The claim of reviving species for conservation seems dubious. Dubious means what? Doubtful. Choose a sentence where the word speculative is used correctly. The scientist made a speculative investment in real estate. Seems okay. The claim was speculative based on peer reviewed facts. Once you have the facts, you don't have to speculate. Speculative species often survive the longest. There's nothing like speculative species. He was known for speculative nature and strong logic. They don't go with each other. So, what is the answer here? The scientist made a speculative investment in real estate. Guessing something, he invested. What does the phrase a past rigorous peer review mean in the context of scientific claims? Be accepted by the media, by government agencies, be thoroughly examined and validated by other experts. Peer means other scientists. Answer is C. Good. We have words and meanings. Foraging means what? At least one student should respond, then I can give the meanings. Go to question number 9. B1. Okay, fine. Foraging goes with animals searching for food. Precision means what? Exact. Precise means exact. So what is the answer? A2, B1, C3. The last one. Resurrecting extinct genomics. 213. 1B, 2A, BC. Good. Here same. Resurrect means bring back to life. Extinct, no longer existing. Genomic, study of genetic material. 1, 2, 3. That's all for today. Some important words we have got. Do spend some time. Otherwise, impossible to remember. Have a nice day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.